The Business Mentor Talks is vlogged by no other, Armando Butz Bartolome, in cooperation with the Manila Times. It aims to bring to life and recognize entrepreneurs who constantly strive to create a living for the community as well. Listen to the Business Mentor Talks with Butz Bartolome.
Another interesting topic that we will be talking about, and this time it's all about psychology and human resource. So we have no other a guest, a fellow PCCI-QC member, Dr. Candidate Tristan Peralta. Tristan, good morning. Good morning Sunday to you.
Good morning, sir. Magandang umaga po, sir.
Yeah, right. Tristan, ano ba talaga ang role talaga ng psychology? Meron ba talagang pinagkaiba ang psychology at psychiatrist? Medyo naguguluhan yung iba pag sinabing psychologist, psychiatrist. Sinawin mo nga sa atin ito.
Oo. Sir, marami kasing field, no, of kumbaga expertise or discipline ang psychology, no. Ang isa po niyan ang psychiatry. Psychiatry po, bago ka maging psychiatrist, dadaan ka po muna sa being a medical doctor, and after that you have to specialize in terms of psychiatry. So it deals and help with people going through mental, let's say, mental health issues. Of course, meron na pong kailangan ng medication. And then, on the other side of things naman po, pag sa psychology, may tinatawag tayong mga psychologists na clinician. Sir, so pag tinabi natin clinician, these are another field of discipline of psychology wherein it deals more of the therapy side of things. So, yun pa yung mga difference. Then, another discipline would be for psychology. On my end, ako po ay isang industrial organizational. So, andun po kami sa aspeto ng mga organization or mga kumpanya.
Oh, so yan. Thank you. At nanilinawan mo rin. Ako rin, minsan pag sinabing shrink, ano yun, psychologist or psychiatrist? Alam mo, being a layman, lalong-lalo na, no? Yung Tristan, ang tingin mo ba, itong after pandemic, nagkaroon tayo na a lot of mental health issues? Ang dami nagsasabi kasi, no? Oo, yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, during pandemic, you've noticed na a lot of issues regarding mental health was really on the rise, most especially for organizations. No? Kasi na-highlight yung when isolation came in, people, we as Filipinos, no, we gather strength, motivation, inspiration, support from people around us. And nangyari, we've become isolated wherein wala na tayong mapag-usapan, makilingan. So it became very hard for us to tell people our problems and all. So during the pandemic pa lang po, no? So nakita natin some of the companies or even a few new companies came out because they felt or they saw the need, no, to provide mental health to support for the people and also for their employees.
Okay. And again, how is this being alleviated now? Like for example, you mentioned, okay, ako ay may-ari ng isang negosyo. Yan ba talaga ang anong gagawin talaga ng entrepreneur, no? Kunyari, meron akong 15, 20 people. How would I know that kailangan pumasok ang psychologist na industrial type, kagaya mo? Kailan papasok yun? Ano ba yung mga symptoms na kailangan kong malaman?
Ayun. Sir, meron yung mga behavior, no, na dapat makita natin. So, yan. Kunyari, before, nagpe-perform siya, magaling siyang empleyado. Pero there was such a time na nagde-decline na siya. Okay? Nagkakaroon ng absenteeism, performance. So, ang question dyan is that from an organization's point of view, minsan ang management titingnan niya, hindi ka na nagpe-perform. Ito yung mga gagawin natin sa'yo. Okay? But what psychologists do is that they dig deeper. Tinatanong nila, anong nangyari before that event na bumaba? So it might be a couple of reasons. No? So that's where psychologists and even your HR personnel can do, yun, sir.
Okay, so now, to the point naman ngayon, Tristan, no? May marami tayong micro, small entrepreneurs, no? Marami nakikinig dyan.
Yes, sir.
Ako ay maliit na negosyante, 10, 15 people, 20 people at the most. Yan ba sa tingin mo, kailangan ko ng kumonsulta ng kagaya ng psychologist, kagaya mo, Tristan? Paano ba yon?
Okay. So if you've noticed, a few years back, no, I think it was 2015, 2016, there's already a law regarding mental health. No? So it is required for companies to have at least an orientation or pagbigyan ng training, ano ba yung mental health introduction. Then afterwards, dapat may sistema na kayo para malaman kung sino yung mga tao na may risk magkaroon ng problema na ganito and paano ito i-handle. So, yun po yung mga importansya para malaman natin na, okay, itong mga empleyado natin, since I remember, sir, no, sinabi sa isang PCCI event natin na you have to build your people and the people will build the business. So you have to take care of the people. Kasi naman tayo mga empleyado, ang konsepto lang naman natin, hindi lang naman tayo trabaho eh. Diba? May iba-iba tayong aspeto ng buhay natin. So ang buhay natin pagdating sa bahay, minsan na idadala sa trabaho and vice versa. So yung pag-spill over po yung tawag dyan, no? Spill over effect no? From work life to home life, vice versa. So minsan yung problema na yun, hindi naiwasan pag wala pong support ng mga kumpanya, nagbe-breakdown. Kahit yung mga magagaling nating mga empleyado, umalis. So kailangan natin alagaan.
So yun. Ito ba isa sa mga manifestation? Alam mo naman, Tristan, nakikita natin nung araw, no? Meron mga road rage, may mga anger management. Yan ba isa sa mga result yan na probably those people who did manifest that probably are people who are working or owners of owners, no? Kasi owners of businesses are not exempted, no? Diba?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Diba? So walang exemption, lahat pantay-pantay, no? In other words, if an owner of a business needs to see psychologist, no?
Yes, sir.
Kailangan niyang harapin, no? So, eto mga road rage ba ngayon, ng mga nangyayari ngayon? Kasi nagugulat ako sa ating mga panahon ngayon, Krista, no? I mean, after pandemic, ang dami nagkaroon road rage. Is this a manifestation?
Yes, sir. No? In terms of sa road rage kasi, accumulation of a couple of things, a lot of things actually. No? So, kahit tayo minsan, tayo kalmadong tao, but yung we are put into an environment sa isang pangyayari wherein it escalates yung ating, let's say, emotions or pakiramdam. For example, ikaw ay kalmadong tao pero may nag-cut sa'yo. Siyempre no? Tumaas na yung level ng emotion mo. Tapos, itagdag mo pa yung traffic. Okay. Tapos,
isang stress yan.
Tapos, itagdag niyo pa, sir, yung, syempre, late ka na pa uwi, wala ka ng time sa mga kids mo, tapos, problema po pa sa trabaho. So, nagpa-pile up yan. To the point na, yung pasensya mo, pag may konting nangyaring iba, hindi mo na kayang i-control emosyon mo. Yan. Yung ngayon, okay, sir, minsan, pag napansin yung road rage, maliit lang na bagay, konting cut, hinahabol na niya. Kasi wala na siyang outlet, wala na siyang, kumbaga, capacity to make himself or herself calm down, na parang, sige, okay lang yan. Yan, sir.
Kumbaga, kalma. Wala nang nagsasabi ng kalma. Hindi. In other words, parang nagsabi, sige, labanan mo. Di ba? Parang the impulsive you. Di ba?
Yes,
right
sir.
now. Oo. So, yun ang isa sa no? I think, ang dami nga nang sabi na, again, although may nagsabi sa atin na 2024, mag-ingat dahil marami raw may init ang ulo, hindi natin alam whether this is already the result, no? Ng after all the years, no? Nag-pent up. So, basically, okay, give me at least what? Mga tatlong tips na how do you distress yourself? Kasi sabi natin, patong-patong.
Yes,
problema sa bahay, problema sa anak, lalo-lalo na kung meron kang mga, ano na yun, mga adolescent anak, di ba? Problema sa asawa, problema sa amo, sa boss. Okay,
Yes, sir.
mga busabos. Ang dami, no? Nagpapatong-patong. Now, if you're a person and you are now watching this, what will Tristan be recommending?
Okay. First, sir, is that kung may nangyari, is that you always have to give yourself at least 10 seconds to think about it. Or pag-isipan niyo muna. Kasi usually, no, yung mga wrong decisions natin happen microsecond or within 10 seconds. Kasi hindi pa tayo nag-iisip ng rational mind natin. So, it's more of our, let's say, animalistic part of our brain would tell us, protect ourselves. So, ganun po yung nangyari. But, when we give ourselves time to be rational na, okay, is it the right thing? Tama ba itong gagawin ko? Then, yun yung mangyayari within that 10 seconds. You have to evaluate. Teka lang, kinat niya ako, may motor, for example, may kotse, biglang huminto yung harapan ko, muntik ko na nabangga. Before you react, give yourself 10 seconds. Is it worth it? And also, sir, para sa ating mga listeners and viewers, you have, ito pa yung pinapractice ko rin, you always have to develop this risk-based thinking. Kung kunyari, pag nakipag-away ako or ganito yung ginawa ko, ano ba yung magiging resulta? Pupunta ka pa sa police, may mga issue pang ganito, baka may video, lalaki pa. Kasi po minsan yung mga ating emosyon na dadala tayo, hindi na natin iniisip yung mga magiging repercussion or resulta nito. Kasi pag inisip natin yung resulta nito, mabibigyan tayo ng linaw ng pag-iisip na, teka, hindi worth it na gawin ko to. So, ang nakikita ko dyan is that bigyan nyo yung sarili nyo at least 10 seconds para isipin kung anong tama. Pangalawa, isipin mo kung anong magiging resulta ng mga actions mo. Kasi yung dalawang pa lang po yun, mabibigyan linaw ka na, teka, kakalma muna ko.
Okay, so ito ba ang, kamusta ang social media effect ngayon, before and after? I mean, I'm sure you were born before the social media, right? And then now the social media, and you're a psychologist, Tristan. How do you see the effect of social media on different ages level? Paano yan?
Okay, sir, no? Me personally, sir, yeah, tama kayo, no? I was born before social media, no? Before pa Friendster, sir, no? Tapos, pero yung nauso yung Friendster, those kind of social media, until na wala po akong social media.
Why? Tell me the secret. Tell me the secret, Tristan. Marami nagsasabi ganyan. Butch, pwede ba walang social media? Siguro, let me see. And I think I found the right guy. Okay, tell me.
There's pros and cons, sir. Pero ang sa akin nun, ever since, I don't want to be easily influenced by the people or the social social media sphere or something like that, the environment. So I want to pick and choose ano yung mga information that would help me develop as an individual. Kasi parang, di ba naging issue nga ako na minsan nagiging toxic ang social media kasi kung ano ang post. So, rather me, di ba, being stressed out ng mga information na hindi ko kailangan sa buhay, I would rather not have any social media at all. But of course, meron rin yung pros and cons kasi I've missed a couple of milestones sa mga buhay ng mga kakilala ko kasi yung mga batchmate ever since before. But the good thing sa akin po is that pag nakita ko itong mga tao na ito, very genuine yung reaction ko kasi di kami nagkita ng 5 years, wala talaga alam mo. Or kahit text, tawag minsan, ganyan. But it's the genuine. Kasi minsan pag may social media ka, alam mo na yung history, o nangyari, ganyan. So, pros and cons lang po. No? Pero for me, is that, I want to choose ano yung mga information that would influence me para at least I can be objective ko ano yung goal ko. Kasi minsan nade-derail tayo eh. Minsan pag nakakita ka ng isang bagay sa social media, for comparison lang po, no? Bakit itong si ganito, meron na siyang ganito? Bakit si ganito, meron na siyang ganyan?
Ayun, oo.
So, anong nangyayari, sir? Nagkakaroon kayo ng self-evaluation. Bakit nga ba? So, ngayon, it can influence your decision na parang, dapat may ganito rin ako. Now, the question is, kailangan mo ba yung ganito? Kailangan mo ba yung ganyan? Kaya bumili siyang bagong kotse. Bakit siya may ganung kotse? So ngayon po, yung instead of you being dun sa goal mo na parang, okay, I have to provide for my family, build my own, whatever it is, nade-derail ka. And then sometimes it it gives birth to negative emotions, no? Parang, so yung mga ganun, sir, as much as possible, sabi nga nila may konsepto tayo ng locus of control. So yung mga bagay na we can control externally and internally. So for me, yun yung mga things that I would try to control. So going back to your question, sir, sorry. How does it affect yung mga generation right now?
Yes.
So, depende po kasi yan sa, tama yung sinabi niyo, sir, sa generation, how young and old they are, yung consumers natin. So, especially for me, sir, I have an 8-year-old daughter. So, we make sure na yung mga information that she is able to consume ay tailor or naka-curate. Parang naka-filter. Kasi po, yung mga edad nila, wala pa silang masyadong pag-iintindi kung ano yung tama.
Correct.
So, dapat we have to protect them to filter ano ba yung tama mali. Ngayon naman po, sir, doon sa mga medyo younger ones na, mga teens natin, yes, they have their own, let's say, may critical thinking na sila, nakapag-process na sila. Pero with so much information going around, hindi nila alam or it's hard for them to discern or tingnan kung ano ba talaga yung out of this 10 information, ano ba yung tama. So ngayon, minsan, nagkakaroon sila ng information overload. Ang tendency po nila, kung ano yung unang mabasa nila, mapapaniwalaan na po nila.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Sige po.
So, yun ang nagiging kultura nila. Imbis na yung kultura na dinidevelop ng magulang. Di ba? Parang sinasabi, narinig ko yan dun sa social media sabi ni ganito, sabi ni ganon, di ba? Sasabihin mo, sino ba yun? Anong influence, di ba? Malaki ang challenge sa magulang, ha? Right now. Pag sinabi sa'yo, but daddy, sabi ni ganito, ganon para bang, wow. Medyo another stress buster na naman yan, di ba?
Opo, yes sir. Ngayon, ngayon, punta naman tayo sa magulang. Ang challenge naman sa magulang, para ipag-intindi na sa mga bata na hindi lahat ng nababasa nga nila ay tama. Okay. Ano yung mga resources, saan galing na masasabi nila na ito yung totoo. So dapat, and si parent, si magulang, kailangan, importante, open rin po Siyempre, yung kinalakhan natin, magandang bagay yan, no? Sa tingin ko, yung panahon nung mga 90s, kasi lumaki po ako 80s, 90s, iba pa rin po yung values, no? Na meron sa ngayon. So, lalo kayo, sir, siguro, coming from, siguro,
baby boomer yan
Iba rin po. Iba, sir. So, ang mangyayari, sir, is that yung values natin na maganda nung kinalakhan natin, embed natin sa kanila, tapos kung ano yung maganda sa kanilang environment ngayon, supplement natin yung dati.
So, yun ang doon, ha? Kasi very, very touching ngayon ang issue. You're not talking about only because of the social media. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Hindi ba? In other words, you may be at work, but your daughter is watching somebody talk, at lalo na kung mga mahuhusay, no? But again, I already encountered several people na tama yun. Sabi na iba, sir, bakit ganon? Yung yaya ko ang pinakamaraming likes, but ako, wala. Maraming, na-encounter mo ba yan, Tristan? Yung mga ganito nagsasabi na, bakit to, Tristan? Bakit to ako? 5 lang ang likes ko. Yung aking yaya, yung aming driver po ay 1,000 likes. Bakit po yun? Wala ho bang may gusto sa akin? Ayun, yung word na gusto. Di ba?
Tama kayo, sir. May mga studies na yan, no, sir, before pa. Na yung mga tao, actually, as far as I remember, yung study nito regarding to sa teens. Na parang they equate their self-esteem sa likes. Kung mas wala likes, yung self-worth mo, or yung self-esteem mo, mas mataas. So, dito po yung sinasabi ko na kaya hindi rin ako nag-social media before. Kasi, hindi ibig sabihin nga na mas madaming likes siya ay mas gusto ka nila. Ba't ka maapektuhan if you are confident with yourself? No?
Correct.
Kung madami silang like, it's okay. Depende dun sa content or picture na sila nila. Baka madami lang silang kilala or whatsoever. Pero it doesn't mean na the person is better than you. Siguro dun sa pinost na picture. So, yun ho minsan yung kasi minsan para maisip mo na ganun, you have to have, or dapat meron kang certain level of understanding.
Correct. Ang galing, ha? Tristan, hindi kita pipigilan. Alam ko, ang mga psychologists, by the hour, no? So, but, Tristan, paano ka ba mag-contact nila? Wala ka naman daw social media. Paano naman yan? Yan, meron ka raw. Kasi meron tayong mga viewers, no? Alam mga MSMEs na, HR yan, industrial psychologist, mahal yan, di ba? I mean, 10 lang ang aking tauhan
Opo.
Kailangan ko ba talaga yan? At paano naman ma-reach out to si Tristan? Yan.
Ito sir, no, salamat po. Yes, wala pong tag dito Facebook or Instagram or social media, pero meron po yung aming kumpanya. So, yes, sir. Opo, yung sa Facebook page po namin is PsychApps Consultancy. So, pag sinabi pong sa ating PsychApps, PSYCHAPPS Consultancy. So,
okay.
They can reach us through that. And then also, because down lang po yung website namin, but I also have a LinkedIn. Yun lang po yung meron ako. Nagtrabaho rin. So, they can connect me through Tristan Peralta.
Okay.
Yes,
And paano naman yon? Ano yung like for example, what are the typical arrangement for an entrepreneur when they want to get a psychologist who will help in their business?
Okay.
Ano bang arrangement usually ganyan? Kasi alam mo naman, mga tao ngayon nagtatanong sa akin, sir, kayo na magtanong, ayoko magtanong So unahan ko na, di ba? Okay.
Tama kayo, sir. So for us kasi, in terms of MSMEs, just like what I've mentioned, sir. For companies kasi sa MSMEs, minsan tayo mga may-ari ng kumpanya, we wear multiple hats, no? Tayong operation, tayong sales, tayong admin, tayong finance. Ngayon, ang nangyari is that dahil madaming concern, syempre, ang unahin mo, palaki yung negosyo, makabenta ka, yung mga tao mo ngayon, kung 10 yan, minsan yung mga concerns nila nagiging afterthought or sige na yan, minsan yan, balikan na lang natin. Na minsan, the next thing you know, yung tao mo umalis na, tapos nag-labor na. So, ang ginagawa po namin is that iniiwasan namin yun sa mga kumpanyang mangyari. Makapag-concentrate ka, i-grow mo yung business mo, kami yung magiging HR department. So, yun po yung HR department from, ang ginagawa po namin, employee recruitment until separation. Ibig sabihin, employee life cycle, pagpasok na empleyado hanggang pag-alis niya, i-cover namin. Kung wala kayong HR department, walang tao nag-aayos, kami po yung mag-aayos para sa inyo.
Alam mo, totoo yan, Tristan, ha? These days, the talk of the town is actually, saan ba kahanap ng tao? Right after pandemic, parang nagkakulang-kulangan ng mga tao, no? I mean, this is not just here in the Philippines, but also worldwide, no? May friends ako sa US and, sabi niya, it's so hard to find people.
Correct,
okay? So, nasaan na ba? Ito ba, AI na papasok ngayon? Robot na ba? Or
madami siyang bagay, sir, na nag-influence or nag-contribute to that. First, sir, since nagbukas yung economy sa mga bansa, syempre, a lot of companies are trying to recover. So, kanya-kanya yung hiring. So, isa po yan. So, if you are in a competitive, let's say, labor market, of course, there's a lot of companies. Kasi nagbago na ho yung panahon eh. Before, pag nag-post ang isang kumpanya, dumog ang aplikante. Dumog.
Correct. Mga job fair, di ba? Mga job fair, buhos din. Oo.
Yes, sir. Hindi na ma-experience siguro na mga younger ones yun na talaga nakapila ka sa labas. No, but right now, Some of them, nag-experience sila, pero ngayon, yung company niya yung kumuha ng mga tao.
Correct.
Baliktad na, sir. Tapos, second, sir, is that, ngayon, ang buhay kasi, before, we were raised na, get good grades, go to a good school, get a good job.
Correct.
Get a good job, good paying job, magandang buhay mo.
Correct.
Pero ngayon, sir, iba na. Kasi marami ng options ang mga tao for work. Hindi na siya for employment lang. Other people can do live selling. They can do e-commerce. So there's opportunity for them para maging entrepreneur on themselves.
Yes.
Not rely on employment alone.
Oo.
Answer. So, another one is that yung mga generations pa nga ngayon, dahil, yes, bagong generation, meron silang pag-iintindi kung ano ba dapat ang work environment. So ngayon, mas nahihirapan ng mga kumpanya, minsan, lalo ng mga MSME, to satisfy the requirements of the new workers. So, yun po yung mga nagiging problema sa hiring, sir. Kaya parating, okay, kailangan ko ng ganito, hindi ko sila parating umaalis, walang retention, so, among other things.
But, okay, one last thing. Paano naman kung may problema ka sa family member na katrabaho mo at kasama mo sa negosyo? Yan minsan, alam mo naman, 96% are MSMEs, di ba? At marami rin mga family business, no? So, paano yun? Kasi it can trigger a world war, no, among the families, no? the side of your family, the side of your wife, at lahat-lahat na. So, paano yun kung halimbawa merong HR need na talagang kailangan, alam mo naman, kumuha ka ng tao, kunin yung pamangkin, kunin yung kapatid, pero they're not manifesting, no, the productivity. Kasi, alam mo naman ngayon, mga panahon ngayon, productivity is the name of the game, which is profitability. Di ba? So, paano yun? Paano yun, Tristan?
Okay, good question, sir, no? Salamat po. Kasi meron kami mga kliyente right now. That's talagang second generation family. Some of their employees, talagang clan na yun, no? So, andun yung tatay, andun yung anak, yung mga tito, ganyan, no? So, ano ho ba yung magiging ways natin to address that kind of issues? So, one thing that we do, kasi hindi lang po kaming HR ang ginagawa namin, we do management solutions also. So, you always have to put process there. You also always have to put process in terms of your hiring procedures, and if, let's say, meron silang hinar nga na family member, tama yung sinabi niyo, sir, na dapat nagper-perform. Okay? Depende naman po niyan sa management if others would, wala tayong nepotism, wala tayong family member. Others, gano'n. Yung iba naman, open. But you have to draw a line lang na, okay? Basta nagper-perform. Kasi naman po, kasi before, pagkakaintindi ko, sir, no? Based from my experience also, yung old way of management is that hindi pa naman super yan talaga na black and white na structure. Diba? We've always worked on a trust-based basis. I trusted you, may kakilala ka, diba? My trust extends to them.
Correct.
Hire kita. But eventually, diba, if you don't put any structure, hindi yan yung behavior ng tao, diba? It would not be, there's always check and balance, carrot and the stick, no? Even though family member ka, pero hindi ka nagpe-perform, magkakaroon ng problema. Tapos ngayon, si family member na mga may-ari, magkakaroon, bakit kasi hinire mo? Bakit kasi kinuha mo pa? So, nagkakaroon na ng issues. But if you put structures that you have to follow, na lahat ay nagkakaintindi, diba? It would guide them.
Doon, ayun. Yun ang solusyon. Kumbaga, yun ang pain points, di ba? Yun ang masakit na dapat ayusin, di ba?
Yes,
Huwag yung bahala na, hindi ba? Yung palamunin, di ba? Kumbaga, ano ba tawag natin? Sacred cow, di ba?
Yes.
Ano yan? Malapit siyang kay boss, di ba? So, yun. So,
Yes,
nagkakaroon ng kumbaga demoralization yung mga taong deserving, di ba?
Yes,
so yun. Anyway, Tristan, really such a good talk. I'm sure itong ating mga nanonood at nakikinig will get in touch with you I will also put also in your article. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be doing a write-up about Tristan, and also follow him or in this link, no, LinkedIn, or in this company. Ano yun? Anong pangalan again? Your company?
PsychUp, sir. PsychUps
Psych
Control.
Up. PS. How do you spell?
PSY
Okay.
CH
TH
APPS.
APPS.
Consultants.
Okay.
Ay, sir.
Consultancy.
Sorry. Siyempre, natanong, bakit PsychUps? Kasi po yung pangalan yan, Psychological Applications. Ibig sabihin, ina-apply natin yung konsepto ng psikolohiya o psychology sa trabaho. So, dito po sa konteksto ng HR o kumpanya. Yan, paano yung i-maintain yung job satisfaction, paano sila maging competent, mga ganun po.
Good. Wow. Believe ako, itong interview na ito, itong linggong na ito ay talaga nakakataba ng puso, at I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs watching, they will take note of this and probably get in touch with you and say, okay, yung pala ang solusyon ng problema natin sa kumpanya. Kaya pala marami nag-aalisan, or productivity, di ba? That's very good. So again, Tristan, thank you very much and good luck. Really, you've been a big help. And again, thank you for giving us some thoughts. Okay? Tristan, good luck to you.
Have a nice day. Salamat po.
Okay, bye-bye.